instinct. A feeling. The Force brought us together. We're not alone. Good people will fight if we lead them.
People keep telling me they know me. No one does.
But I do.
Hello everybody, my name is Vicente and welcome to this, our review of Star Wars The Rise of Skywalker. My name is Vicente.
Me sigo llamando Andrés.
This is the culmination of not just this trilogy, but the whole
Skywalker saga.
Yeah. What did you think about it in that regard? Just as a bookend to the saga, what did you think?
No está a la altura
No.
si hablamos de saga.
All right, yeah.
Si hablamos de
We're talking about the
trilogía,
trilogy? What do you think?
esta última trilogía encuentro que sí,
All right.
a pesar de todos sus marvelismos.
So are you saying this trilogy works for you more than, say, the prequels?
No,
Prequels were a very clear told story.
no hay,
Of
hay,
the
un,
rise and
hay un
fall
hilo
of
conductor en todo.
Yeah, absolutely. The Last Jedi, to me, was like a big hit in the gut in terms of like, do they have a plan? Did they? But this movie proves to me they'd never had one.
No, ni cagando. Si tuviera que citar a alguien, citaría a Ian Malcolm.
You know, you read what others had done, and you took the next step. You stood on the shoulders of geniuses to accomplish something as fast as you could, and before you even knew what you had, you patented it and packaged it and slapped it on a plastic lunchbox, and now you're selling it. You're selling. Well,
I don't think you're giving us our due credit. Our scientists have done things which nobody's ever done before.
yeah, but your scientists were so preoccupied with whether or not they could, they didn't stop to think if they should.
Pero si hablamos solo de esta película,
Yeah,
es entretenida.
sure. It feels like a fan fiction, like a very big, very well done fan fiction,
Sí.
but it feels completely.
No, está fuera del misterio de Star Wars. Está
Yeah.
fuera del pacing, está fuera de la sabiduría.
It misses all of the
Sí.
magic. There's no magic.
No,
in
sí,
this.
esta trilogía es un apartado.
To me, it was a very disappointing ending. But more than that, I think I'm done with like calling anything other but the original trilogy Star Wars. Like when this sucker grows up, I'm gonna show him the originals. If he wants to check out the prequels and the sequels, do it at your own mercy.
Yo creo que va a partir viendo eso. Va a crecer, va a aprender la tele y va a estar Star Wars.
Fuck that. The worst part, I think you're right.
Cuando empieza todo el merchandising que va a salir para cabros chicos.
You look at the Star Wars area in the toy store, and it used to be aisles and aisles and aisles. And now it's just one little part and everything is clearance.
Qué pena. O sea, en verdad son multimillonarios, da lo mismo. Lo que me da pena es que el merchandising fue lo que nos dio Star Wars.
Yeah.
Darth Vader leads an evil empire towards universal domination. Join a brave rebellion with Luke Skywalker, Han Solo and Chewbacca, and Jedi Obi-Wan Kenobi.
Fue el merchandising que hizo
Yeah.
George Lucas
Yeah.
y lo que nos dio la trilogía, así
And then he
que
went insane in the prequels and made everything look like a toy.
pensé Red Eye C-3PO.
Oh, that's definitely a toy.
Bueno, ese
You know
fue-
that's a toy.
O que habla esa frase. La
Yeah.
apretáis un botón y
You press it and he goes, the dagger is the way.
Sí.
That was clearly just a trailer moment. He was going bad, what the fuck?
C-3PO.
Oh, never thought about that one. I know we're jumping all over the place, but R2-D2, no love for R2.
Pero le dieron 3 líneas muy buenas.
Absolutely.
O sea, 3 ruidos muy buenos. Sí.
Yeah.
Y un wow, mau.
Okay, we're full on spoilers now. Okay, so what did you think of like Palpatine shooting rays at the sky? And the funniest thing to me was that he was just doing this.
No era su full power. Bueno, hay más que eso.
But remember? Pow, wow.
Sí. Y necesitaba-
That felt amazing.
Sí, porque había sentimientos, po.
Didn't
Estaban
do
matando
this.
al motherfucking
They were
Mace
shooting
Windu,
the
po.
motherfucking Mace Windu.
Entonces, ahora están, no sí, explotaban y era como, oh shit, yeah. Me gustó que cuando Rey tiraba rayos,
Yeah,
ella se sintiera descontrolada.
Right.
Entonces, me hubiese gustado que Palpatine
yeah.
tuviera unlimited power, pero sin control.
Oh,
Entonces,
right. Like, yeah, you do that, but you're gonna lose some of your fleet as well. I mean, that's a storytelling trick, you know, like you get some, you lose some.
Sí. El midpoint de la wea también. Kylo Ren.
Isn't the midpoint? Yeah, Kylo Ren.
Kylo
right?
Ren.
Yeah. It felt a little bit like too much towards the end.
Sí, está un poco atrasado,
But it felt that
pero
way. Isn't the midpoint Chewie?
lo reí muy rápido.
Yeah,
Entonces,
that's true. That was a cheap one. They did this too many times.
No One's Ever Really Gone es la película.
No one's ever really gone. Oh God, that guy just fell in the Sarlacc pit monster, but nobody's ever really gone. Don't worry, Django. You're not really gone. You got clones.
Kylo dies, then he's back again.
Twice.
Right, Kylo's twice. Kylo gets stabbed, then revived. Thrown in a pit, climbs out.
No sé, si tirar a alguien en un pit nunca muere, excepto Boba, quizás. Boba.
And even then, we don't know. So he gets stabbed, right?
Sí.
And Leia's stunt double connects with him and dies. And I'm going like, all right, like I see what you're trying to do here, but if you're just gonna have him die in order to be immediately brought back, maybe do something different. Up until that point, 3PO had died and come back. Chewie had died and come back. But it's so annoying when you get like the third fucking time in the movie where, oh, we killed the character, you can't, oh no, not really, 2 minutes, he's fine. And honestly, you can only do that so many times in a franchise before it loses weight. In the same movie, you're gonna do this, what, 4 times?
Bueno, Kylo muere 4 veces. Y Quill muere solo una vez, y una vez es suficiente.
That hurts.
Y él se va.
Yeah.
He's gone.
Dude, I legitimately felt like I was super sad about this guy dying. And I've seen him for 2 episodes.
Sí.
Characters in the Star Wars new trilogy, I've seen them for 6 hours now. And no semblance of any care from my part. Except Kylo Ren. Kylo Ren's the only character in this new trilogy that I go, that's a Star Wars character. That character has an arc, first of all.
Tiene un arco. Tiene un conflicto.
Kylo's arc, I'm happy with it. I'm glad he died, but I'm glad he died saving Rey. I'm glad that happened.
Reylo. Oh, Reylo.
So let's be Reylo. Come on and let's be Reylo. Let's be Reylo. Let's get Reylo. Let's be Reylo. Let's get Reylo. Let's be Reylo. Let's get Reylo. Let's be Reylo.
I hate the kiss. Because it feels too fan servicey. Like JJ read online that there were people who wanted this to happen. And he thought,
Bueno,
put it here.
ellos se pudieron haber besado en la mejilla
Yeah.
y hubiese sido otra cosa especial. O en la frente y
That's what I was thinking. A kiss on the forehead would have been perfect.
porque eso es amor de fuerza, amor de bueno,
Yeah, like way more than like I like you. A kiss in the forehead, a kiss in the cheek, that means something. Remember Finn is laying there on the bed unconscious after fighting with Kylo Ren and he slices back.
Ya, sí.
Rey's there saying goodbye to him and she kisses him on the forehead. And then she leaves.
claro.
And it means so
Eso
much.
habla de amor y friendzone a la vez y
Yeah. But it could also, like, I feel like if episode 8 wanted to go the route of, ooh, Rey's now gonna figure out that she kind of likes Finn too, I would have been fine with that. I'd be like, yeah, she kissed him in the forehead.
Sí.
That
Yo
could
igual
totally be
estuve
fun.
esperando en algún momento 2 besos.
Oh, like one with,
Sí, uno con cada uno.
oh.
Y ahí hubiese sido como
So you're basically saying, turn Rey into Elizabeth Swann.
Once is quite enough.
We haven't talked about this. Finn is force sensitive officially?
Sí, es force sensitive. Bueno, hablando de force sensitive, bueno,
Yeah.
Leia. Bueno, el sable de Leia.
Yeah.
Y bueno, y hablando con Rey, o sea,
Yeah.
no, con Ben.
Yeah.
Diciendo una palabra. Y bueno, con eso gastó toda su energía. Lo banco.
Yeah, I do too.
Y justifica levemente
Yeah.
a Mary Poppins.
Oh, Leia Pop, you're absolutely right. But a little bit, because
Sí.
the scene still is fucking
No,
ridiculous.
hace mucho ruido.
The force healing thing, which they showed us in The Mandalorian very recently. Spoilers for The Mandalorian, by the way.
Sí, tuvimos suerte que justo vimos el episodio de Mandalorian.
Episode 7, yeah.
Entonces sabíamos que la fuerza tenía poderes curativos. Que, o sea, todos sabíamos desde el episodio 2 que tenía poderes curativos, solo que no los vimos.
Right, right.
Pero lo estamos esperando.
The Mandalorian did it great, the setup of like Baby Yoda going and then they would catch him and put him away. So you would always go like, what was he trying to do? And then when you see the guy getting scarred, you go, is he gonna do it? Is he gonna do it? It's magical. But in this film, just the setting it up with the big fucking snake.
¿En la Cámara de los Secretos estamos hablando?
Baby Yoda does force healing and it's way more effective as an audience member. You allow it way more because it's mystical. It's Star Wars. It's all of a sudden like the Force is mystical again. Whereas this film is like, the Force is a fucking superpower and look at all these powers.
Hubiese sido interesante que pasara lo mismo que en Mandalorian, po. Que Rey intentando ayudar a la serpiente, antes de que pase cualquier cosa, la serpiente se asusta y ¡guau! Coletazo y bueno, y salen para arriba y ¡ay!
You just wrote a better version of that scene.
Y te deja con las ganas de bueno, qué hacer.
What was she going to do? Right, yeah, I guess you're right.
Long have I waited. And now you're coming together. Is your undoing.
Es que bueno, está en manos de productores, no está en manos de artistas, de directores. Bueno.
Right, there's no love behind it.
A George Lucas la puede haber cagado, pero bueno, tenía una visión y...
Yeah.
Con las precuelas hablo.
Yeah, no, I get it.
Pero él
It was a unified vision of a story.
Sí.
Yeah. Great movies are made when filmmakers want to say something.
Aquí no one's ever really gonna lo que quieren decir.
But that's so annoying because that's literally like, just think of this. You're a huge Star Wars fan. You grew up watching the originals. Then you see the prequels and you feel like people said back then, George Lucas raped my childhood, which I know that's excessive, it's dumb. But the problem with these sequels is the fact that they found a way to retroactively make everything that the original cast of characters accomplished completely pointless. What are the stakes when the good guys come back, but now the bad guys come back too, and the main bad guy of your original trilogy, the guy who Darth Vader died protecting his son from, is back. Remember all that your characters did? Well, fuck you, it doesn't matter. Here you go, new Empire, new Rebels, new Jedi,
New Order,
new...
Final Order.
I wanted to... There was one way this could have been worse. Execute Order 67.
Sí. Bueno, el Palpatine es un clon, eso está...
Yeah, you told me that and
Tres
it's
veces
true.
claro.
They kind of allude to that, yeah.
Un clon y un fantasma. Pero bueno, los clones siempre han existido en Star Wars.
Yeah, no, that's true. That's true.
Como que
Yeah.
easy peasy.
Your character fell down this pit to extinction. We saw it. It's not like Kylo's falling to a pit where he falls into like a cloud. So you can't really see.
Claro. ¿Ahora tenía una copia almacenada en su cerebro? ¿Se mandó un Walt Disney?
Oh! Is Disney trying to tell us something with this? Wouldn't that be amazing? You walk into Lucasfilm offices and they got Walt on life support.
No, en el mismo brazo. Van a aprender a plata.
Money speaks.
Ninguno de nosotros dos pagó por ir a ver la película.
Yeah, I'm super excited about that.
Ojalá no les vaya tan bien para que bueno, tengan más balls para la siguiente película.
I've heard this movie's not doing as well.
Yo no vi ningún trailer, yo no vi nada.
That's right. I commend you for that.
Me ayudó mucho para entretenerme,
Okay.
para no esperarme nada, porque me esperaba basura y no vi basura.
You saw a movie.
No,
Not a Star Wars movie, but a movie.
No vi misterio, no vi...
Oh.
Oh, shit.
What are you doing there, 3PO?
Taking one last look, sir. At my friends.
Favorite part. You don't have to get married to it. We all know that opinions change over time. We know this. But right now, right here, as I'm putting a blaster gun to your head, what's your favorite scene?
Sé cuál es, pero me la quitaron.
What is it?
Es la pelea entre Kylo y Rey
Okay.
en el desierto.
All right.
Peleándose por la fuerza y
Yeah.
a Rey se le da las manos y...
Yeah,
bueno,
she fucks up the thing. Yeah, I know.
Sí.
I know. Yeah, that's a badass.
y se piden a Chewie. Po.
Yeah. Or so we think.
Esa era mi parte favorita. Yo aplaudí,
Yeah, you did.
pero me la quitaron.
They allowed you to feel that success in storytelling for 2 minutes at the most. And then immediately you go, this is a creature that was on board with Han Solo.
Me gustó porque me dio pena. Quiero hacer la
Yeah.
aclaración.
Yeah.
¿Quién no ama a Chewbacca?
Yeah. My favorite part of the movie is when Luke races the X-Wing out of the water.
Oh.
That felt like a thank you moment. Because Yoda does that for him
Sí, po.
on Empire. But that fucking moment of Luke, and he's just like Yoda, he's just doing this. That's it.
Y siendo un fantasma, ya, como...
Exactly, being a ghost, that's brilliant. And he looks at camera and goes something like, I'm sorry for the last Jedi, yo. So sorry.
Sí, ese Disney hablando.
Poor guy.
Luke.
Man. Yeah. But it felt like Luke. Since the very first moment. He gets it. Jedi's.
¿Por qué? Bueno, ¿por qué? Porque es un brigio y porque es humilde.
Exactly. It felt like Luke.
No es un miedoso... Bueno, reconoce que tuvo miedo.
Which is the most un-Jedi thing. Lando. I love Billy D. Williams.
Sí.
Love Lando.
Pero déjalo morir, po.
what is he doing there, man?
Y ese último momento que tenía con la ex Stormtrooper era como... Bueno,
The weirdest
le está
fucking
diciendo...
thing, man.
¿Quiere ser su hija o quiere ser su amante? De la misma manera, como...
Exactly. Shall we find out? That's some nasty shit, man. Yeah.
¿Qué pasó ahí?
Yeah, that's weird writing also because they allude to her being the daughter. She's clearly your daughter. Don't hit on your fucking daughter,
No,
Lando.
full Trump.
I am the least racist person that you have ever met.
That was the weirdest directing choice I think I saw in the whole movie.
Sí.
Hey, you want to get into that spaceship and figure out if you're my daughter? No, I don't. Fuck, I don't. And the fact that she smiles, they give her that like, felt like, that's not how anybody would react to that. Anybody would be like, okay, I'm gonna go now. We're gonna talk later. Because I'm pretty sure I'm your daughter. And that's not okay. Crazy.
Trump. Bueno, ay.
This is all Trump's fault. Trump is guilty for killing
Forces.
the Force. I can see that.
Qué pena que la cámara está muy
We
lejos.
definitely didn't get that on camera. But you know something magical just happened. The opening scroll reads, "The dead speak," something like that. They tell me in the opening fucking scroll, Palpatine's alive. Fucking
Sí.
deal with it.
Bueno, se fueron a la full anime con ese brazo como...
Yeah, it was literally that.
Lo lleva.
And the arena with a whole bunch of people.
Bizarro, ¿no?
Who the fuck?
Como para hacerlo más épico.
Where do those
Y-
people
y-
come from?
No sé,
Where do they live in the planet?
o no sé.
They live underground.
Se comen entre ellos y se aparean entre ellos.
Sith people, that's the point. And aren't Sith supposed to be like the inventors of the rule of two?
Sí, eso lo encontré raro. Me hizo mucho ruido que Palpatine,
Yeah,
estaba Snoke
yeah,
y estaba Kylo.
yeah.
Ellos dos le enseñaron, pero este es una marioneta en teoría.
Technically, yeah.
Entonces si se pitió este no pasa nada. Y siguen siendo dos.
Yeah,
Y se pitaron a Kylo, quedó Ben.
yeah.
¿Qué?
Yeah.
Y después Rey era la posibilidad. Aquí llega... me perdí. Y Rey,
Yeah.
ella puede ser la nueva Sith.
Yeah.
Y bueno, invitárselo a él y...
Confronting fear. It's the destiny of a Jedi. Your destiny.
What do you think of all the MacGuffins? MacGuffins, I mean like the Wayfinder and then the other Wayfinder and then the dagger and then the
yeah.
guy who can translate the dagger. Like,
Bueno, encuentro que con la espada se fueron full ¿Cómo se llama la búsqueda del tesoro? Bueno, Nicholas...
National Treasure.
National Treasure.
Absolutely.
Bueno, ¿qué?
Absolutely.
Y gira la pipa y usa sangre y bueno...
And if you rotate yourself and
Sí.
stick your tongue out and close your eye and put the dagger like this, it fits perfectly and it opens a gate to another dimension.
Yo lo que cuestiono es por qué hay estos
Wayfinders.
Wayfinders bizarros. Y lo que yo pienso es que estaban hechos para los dos Sith.
Yeah. Okay. Again, I don't mind the Wayfinders. I mind the dagger. Because if like the dagger was the thing she used to kill Palpatine at the end, full circle. Beautiful. Perfect.
Bueno, eso yo pensaba, que la weá era una llave.
Oh, a key. Like a
Key.
literal key.
Bueno, literal key, porque
Oh.
tiene una forma bizarra
National
y...
Treasure.
National
Right.
Treasure.
We were going full
Sí,
like...
como que era... A mí me molestó cómo encontraron la espada.
Oh, yeah.
Porque era BB-8
Yeah.
que lo encontraba, porque sí.
Yeah. Literally going like, oh, look, Deus Ex Machina.
A mí eso sí me molestó de la daga profunda. Porque, bueno, Rey Force Sensitive, como que si algo tenía que pillar era eso.
If she could have heard it whispering or something.
Sí, bueno.
Harry Potter, I now speak directly to you.
Hux being the mole in the First Order.
Me gustó que fuera el mole, pero no me gustó la razón de por qué era el mole. Bueno, él pudo en verdad haber sido un mole y hubiese sido muy interesante como... ¿Desde hace cuánto y qué tan lejos llegó a ser un mole? Y como...
Exactly. I think they did it better in Rebels. See, that's kind of the problem with this. I've seen a lot of these things done better in Star Wars. This movie was convoluted.
Sí, convoluted sí o sí. Y si no era por el rápido pacing que tenía, era como...
Yeah.
Pasaban de escena a escena tan rápido para que uno no alcanzara
You can't question things.
a cuestionar todo lo que estabais viendo y todas las cosas que te hacen repensar toda la de Star Wars.
Yeah, exactly. But nothing is like intrinsically there because it makes sense story-wise to put it there. It's like episode 8 and 9 in one. Because it's more of a continuation of The Force Awakens than The Last Jedi, definitely.
Sí, el final. Rey debería haber dicho que era Rey Palpatine y aceptar que es solo un apellido y no es su espíritu.
That would have been a lesson. That would have been something to say. You're asking the screenwriter for Batman v Superman to have an actual thing to say in one of his scripts.
¿No? Podría haber crecido, pero no.
Nah, that's dumb. Let's have Rey in the same place as in The Force Awakens.
Lindo igual donde termina Rey, la última toma. ¿Qué onda los Ren? Knights of Ren. Según tú estabas en los trailers.
Yeah, they were.
Yo no los vi, así que no sabía. Pero comprando las cabritas, había uno de los vasos que había un Knight of Ren.
The face of a Knight of Ren.
Sí.
Yeah.
Y eso fue como... interesante.
Yeah.
Ese para mí es un suficiente teaser. No necesita más que eso.
I completely agree with you. Such an anticlimactic one, though. Because then you saw the movie.
Y no decía nada.
You know, like Kylo's gang. You can tell the gang.
Sí, el piño.
You never see them work together, by the way.
No.
You see them walking together. You never see them doing shit together.
Y uno no sabe, salvo si los conoce desde antes,
Yeah.
que ellos son unos brigios.
Yeah.
Ellos solo eran unos walkers.
Isn't it implied in The Force Awakens?
Yeah.
Isn't it implied that the Knights of Ren are also Luke's students? Who Kylo turned to the dark side as well and took with him?
Sí, puede ser.
Isn't that implied?
Sí.
Because imagine that storyline. Kylo fighting the people he helped corrupt.
Pero no.
It's like asking for Finn to be conflicted while fighting stormtroopers who were his friends. That would be too real. No, let's have Finn, right, just like that's his one character trait.
Sí, amor. ¿Qué te pareció la pelea arriba en The Star Destroyer?
Imagine the following. You have that same setup, right? The characters are on top of the thing. They go out, right? The general goes, jam their speeder bikes. They're not using speeder bikes, right? Boom, horses. And all of a sudden the general goes, we're going into orbit. And then this ship starts going up and up. And these characters have now a time bomb where they have to set
Sí.
this off before they run out of oxygen and die.
Final. Pesaba la misma guayita. Porque lo único que hacían era cambiar la antena Cambiar el lugar de señal y al final se convertía en un final boss en un juego de pelea. Tenés que matar 3 veces las antenas para poder pitearte. No.
Exactly.
Bizarro.
And that becomes the MacGuffin of the third fucking act. So now not only you have daggers and wayfinders and all this crap you gotta get, you also gotta destroy that tower and that tower and that tower. And it's like, why do you think you don't care for Rey?
Porque en las 3 películas no creció.
She didn't change.
No.
This is the first time I've seen Rey struggle. This is the first time I thought, holy shit, are we gonna get an arc with Rey?
Y de repente te tiran la alfombra de el piso.
They take the rug.
Diciéndote plot twist.
But in the worst way, that's the problem. It's like The Last Jedi all over again, where it's like, Luke has the lightsaber, what's he gonna do? Oh! And it's like, no, nobody's going, that's amazing. Everyone's going like, that's the dumbest thing I've ever seen. Luke would never do that. Nobody could have predicted that Carrie Fisher would pass away before she could film this. And I think unfortunately she gets shorthanded. Even though I get that awesome flashback scene, which I love seeing them train, so fucking cool. But if you don't have the actress, maybe maybe scratch your original plan. Maybe start the movie with a funeral for Leia. We would take it as, it's beautiful. You begin your movie with the camera panning down to a planet, sad music, Leia's funeral. Everyone's there.
Podría ser un buen choque emocional.
Amazing. And you begin the movie with such an atmosphere. Leia's gone and it's so sad. And you can then go like, it's been a couple years and that's why Rey now has a bunch of students, right? And Kylo has been getting stronger with his Knights of Red. And then all of a sudden you have these 2 factions that make sense that they would fight, and it's different from the original.
The Force will be with you.
Always.
So that was Star Wars, huh? What are you saying? From 1 to 10, what are you gonna score this film?
Un culposo 8.
All right.
Yo te he dicho cuál es mi sistema.
Yeah.
¿Me entretenía? Sí, me entretuvo.
Yeah.
Memorable, in a bad way.
To me this is a 6.
¿Qué nota le pusiste a Last Jedi?
The Last Jedi was a 7.
¿Es peor que Last Jedi para ti?
Yeah, definitely. You like episode 9 better than episode 8?
Totalmente.
All right.
En la otra salí disgustado, enojado.
Oh, okay, I see what you mean.
Y no vi trailers por esa película. No, ya no quería más. O sea, a mí esta película me entretuvo.
Yeah.
¿Había muchos clichés? Sí. ¿Todos los personajes revivían? Sí.
Well, we still got the Mandalorian, though, to look forward to. You give it an 8. I give it a 6. That's an average of 7. I'm sick of hearing in social media, YouTube especially, just a whole bunch of people screaming at each other like, Star Wars is great, Star Wars sucks, Episode 9 is great, Episode 9 sucks. And honestly, it's whatever you want, whatever you think about it. You're right. Just stop calling other people wrong. So that's our review for Star Wars, The Rise of Skywalker. We hope it's the last of the Star Wars saga. We know it's not. We know there's gonna be an episode 10, and an episode 11, and an episode 12, and they're gonna suck. But until that happens, bye-bye.